Tulsa, Oklahoma had imposed a curfew to quell protests ahead of and during Trump's rally in the area, which is supposed to take place over this weekend. Now, the curfew has actually been rescinded, which I'm happy about, because the way this was framed by both the media and the Trump administration was that there were going to be violent protests in response to Trump holding his rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was no indication that these protesters had any intention of being violent. It just seemed as though they were trying to squash any protests in response to Trump. And luckily, these curfews have been rescinded. That's the latest update. So this is a statement from the governor, who said, "Last night I enacted a curfew at the request of Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin following consultation with the United States Secret Service based on intelligence they had received." I'm sorry, that was actually from the Republican mayor of Tulsa, not the governor of the state. He also said, "Today we were told curfew is no longer necessary, so I'm rescinding it." So curfew around the area of the rally, it has been rescinded, it has been lifted. But that didn't change the fact that Donald Trump threatened protesters on social media. I want to go to his tweet where he said, "Any protesters, anarchists, agitators, looters, or lowlives who are going to Oklahoma, please understand you will not be treated like you have been in New York, Seattle, or Minneapolis. It will be a much different scene." Okay. Minneapolis, what is wrong with me? Minneapolis, yeah. So yeah, so he's threatening the protesters.
Let me say two things about that tweet, and then we'll get to the mayor. So first of all, how were they treated in Minneapolis? Well, the cops stood on their neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds until they were dead. So that's Trump's view of the cops being not tough enough on protesters. So second of all, I am concerned about Trump and his mental decline. He's now, threatening to do damage to himself. He's saying that any lowlife going to Oklahoma should watch out. And we know who the lowlife going to Oklahoma this weekend is. There he is right there. Okay, so, having said that, it's curious and interesting that when they thought it was going to be black protesters, they're like, curfew, black people are dangerous, we gotta have a curfew. And then it turns out it was the MAGA guys who were lining up in the middle of the night to get a seat at the rally. They're like, "Oh, white people, not dangerous," rescinding the curfew. It's so brazen. It's so brazen. And I want to read you another statement by Trump. He said, "I just spoke to the highly respected mayor of Tulsa, P.T. Barnum." Okay, fine, it's G.T. Bynum, but close enough. He says he's gonna put on a great show, bearded lady and all. Anyway, no, back to the real quote. He said, "Who informed me there will be no curfew tonight or tomorrow for our many supporters attending the MAGA rally. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you to Mayor Bynum." Now, you got Trump himself, the president, coming into town, threatening violence. His crowd is showing up, amped up. They've beat up protesters in crowds before. Trump has encouraged them and told them he would pay their legal bills when they do. But those people are apparently not dangerous, thanks to the great mayor of P.T. Barnum. But protesters exercising their First Amendment right and freedom of speech apparently are. And of course, remember, this is Donald Trump, who cries daily about how Twitter or others impinge upon his freedom of speech.
Yeah, exactly right. And I don't doubt that Trump would do anything and everything to unleash violence, brutality, absolute hell toward peaceful protesters. I mean, he's done it before. But there are plans to do like a counter rally, and based on what I've seen in their planning efforts and what their intentions are, they want things to be peaceful. But Cenk, I wanted to just issue one quick correction, because you said that people were camping out over the last night in order to go to Trump's rally. People have been camping out all week. Like literally camping out in line, waiting to go to this essentially death rally where Trump is not requiring people to wear masks. There will not be social distancing. And Kayleigh McEnany, Trump's own press secretary, said that she plans on attending and she will not wear a mask. So they are pushing this idea that wearing a mask is somehow a bad idea, or it's wrong, or it looks bad. And in a recent interview with the Wall Street Journal, Trump told them that he feels that some people who wear masks are purposely doing so with the intention of making him look bad. So he thinks it's some sort of weird conspiracy against him, when in reality, this is an effort to at least slow the spread of coronavirus. But in order for it to work, you need everyone to be on board. And unfortunately, we don't have that. And of course, as you guys know, the number of coronavirus cases are spiking in nearly 24 states, including Oklahoma and in the Tulsa area. And things are particularly bad in Florida, where on a single day, there were nearly 4,000 new coronavirus cases. That's the highest number so far.
All right, well, so first of all, on masks, I think Trump might be onto something. I wear a mask while sleeping and showering and think to myself, gotcha, Trump.
Got him.
No, we wear the mask when we go out because we don't want to get our family sick and we don't want to get other people sick. He's so obsessed with himself. I've never seen a narcissist on this level. It's absolutely insane. On the other hand, if McEnany and Trump and others don't want to wear masks in a place holding about 19,000 people, most of whom are not wearing a mask, while coronavirus cases are spiking in Oklahoma, great. That's their call, not my call. Freedom, baby, freedom. They asked his campaign manager, Brad Pascrell, and he's like, yeah, I'll probably wear most of the time. In other words, I didn't get all that Ferrari and Range Rover not to drive them. I'm gonna wear the mask and let other people's die. So to give you a sense of how bad COVID is right now in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's in the last week at 140% increase. And it is the second fastest growing per capita state in the country in coronavirus cases. So it is skyrocketing right now in that city as he's going to rally there. And the last part of this is we got a perfect storm here. So we have coronavirus spiking in Oklahoma as Donald Trump packs 19,000 people, most of whom are not wearing a mask in the same place. On top of that, you've got his MAGA crowd that he's encouraged towards violence. And you happen to have the epicenter of Juneteenth, which is this year in Greenwood in the Tulsa area. That is where the 1921 massacre happened, where 300 successful African Americans were murdered by white racists there. And so Juneteenth is a celebration of African American independence. So they're going there. So you've got a sizable anti-Trump crowd with a sizable and angry Trump crowd and coronavirus all converging on Tulsa on Saturday. So if things go wrong, it is going to be the definition of the Trump administration.
Yeah. We live in a failed state. We really do. It's just lack of leadership, profits over everything, including human lives. And by the way, Trump did plan on doing this rally on Juneteenth today, but later pushed it a day back after there was enough backlash. And he claimed that he didn't know what the day meant, which you're the president of the United States. And he was also quoted as saying the following: "I did something good. I made Juneteenth very famous. It's actually an important event, an important time, but nobody had ever heard of it." He said that. Donald Trump said that. It's painful. We live in a painful situation, Cenk. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, look, I got to comment on that. I mean, the guy, he once said that he invented the word fake in the English language. He thinks if he hasn't heard of something that nobody has. No, you schmuck. It's been celebrated since 1865. The 1866 technically was the first anniversary of it, and they celebrated it in Texas, and it spread from there. So all those years of African Americans celebrating it in this country didn't count until Donald Trump found out about it. He's like, one of my Secret Service guys who's black told me about it.
now because of me, now everybody knows about it. Nobody knew about it before. Okay. Not only is he wildly ignorant and offensive, but again, he's just too dumb to know how ignorant he is. So he just keeps saying these things that are so outrageous, and of course had to be corrected. He said that and then pointed to a staffer as saying, nobody knew about it, right? And she's like, actually, sir, we've been putting out statements commemorating it for 3 years in a row. Oops.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.